Yesterday, Bitcoin made another beautiful bounce to the top side, and we're now seeing that bullish divergence is playing out just like I've been expecting in my last video. On the daily time frame, we created this higher high and now we're forming this higher low play, so this could be the next move for Bitcoin. In this video, I'm going to have a look at several formations for Bitcoin because the charts are showing a lot of interesting price action. There's also a lot of data and news coming into the market, which I will discuss with you later in the video, and also the Ethereum and the Bitcoin ETFs are showing some interesting data. Later in the video I will also have a look at the two altcoins, Solana and Injective, so you want to watch this video all the way to the end, because I will share a lot of interesting information. Don't forget to slap up that like button because it will help this channel a lot, and let's dive right into the charts. Yesterday in my video I was discussing this potential bullish divergence for Bitcoin, and we can see we created higher lows on the chart, but on the RSI we created lower lows, so this was indicating a bullish divergence and the selling pressure was cooling off a little bit, and as we can see we made a beautiful pump yesterday and we saw a beautiful spike to the top side. So let's see what we can see next for Bitcoin in the coming day, because after this divergence is now played out, there's no divergence on the RSI. So this is looking very beautiful, and we can see just a continuation of the price for Bitcoin. So yesterday I was talking about this bullish divergence, and you could have been warned about this huge potential spike to the top side. And also in my video of yesterday I was discussing this huge potential bullish retest for Bitcoin. We saw a bullish retest after we gained this previous resistance area to the top side. We saw a nice move to the all-time high of $99,500. Then we came back to test this huge resistance area as support, and that's exactly what Bitcoin did. So if we have a look at this level, you could have entered the market here in the long, and that's exactly what I did. And from this level you could have already made an increase of more than 5%, so that was an insane trade of course to make. So congratulations if you took this trade together with me. And for now, Bitcoin is seeing a separation of this support level. So let's see if we can just continue the price action to the top side. But of course, there's also a bearish scenario possible, because we are now seeing a lower high unfolding, that we're coming back to this level, eventually break it to the downside, retest it as this support as resistance, and then from here you can enter the market in a short, and then we have to aim for lower targets. But this of course is the bearish scenario, but let's see what Bitcoin can do in this coming day. And yesterday the Bitcoin ETF saw another positive day finally. We saw an inflow of $103 million, so this was having a bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin. We can see that BlackRock is still not buying, but we can see the Fidelity and the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF are buying in again. So this is bullish to see, and of course we are now seeing again a little bit of a spike to the top side, and we're still above the $30 billion of total inflow, so this is insane of course. And let's see if we can end the week strong with the last two trading days for the Bitcoin ETF. And if we then have a quick look at the Ethereum ETFs, we can see that the Ethereum ETF is gaining momentum now, because we can see a $90.1 million of total cumulative inflow, and we can see that Fidelity, Grayscale and also Van Eck is buying like crazy. So this is exactly what we want to see for Ethereum, and it looks like the momentum is shifting from Bitcoin to Ethereum a little bit, and we can also see that on the charts because Ethereum is rising against Bitcoin now. And if we have another look at the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, we can see this huge formation is unfolding. On the lower side we can see a lot of touch points as support, and on the top side we can see multiple touch points as resistance. So we can also see that we are now seeing a little bit of a rejection coming into the market, but when we were at the lows we saw also a very nice spike to the top side. So keep in mind that we could potentially trade around this level for the couple of days. And eventually the price of Bitcoin is getting squeezed into this apex, so eventually we will see a break to the top side or either to the downside. So for instance, if Bitcoin is going to break to the top side, you want to wait for a confirmation of the breakout, and then we can wait for a retest of this resistance area to turn it into support, and from there you can aim for higher targets and just enter the market in a long. But there's also a bearish scenario possible, that we're going to see a bearish break, and then we have to wait for a confirmation of the breakdown, a retest of the formation to test it as resistance, and from there you can enter the market in a short and aim for a lower target. So these are the two scenarios for Bitcoin that could play out in this coming day or maybe in the coming days. And yesterday we also had a lot of interesting news coming in. We saw that US Senator Ted Cruz says that he wants Texas to be the hub for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and this is of course very bullish, because a lot of states in America want to be that Bitcoin hub, and they're going to fight over Bitcoin. So this is exactly what we want to see, and they want to be the Bitcoin hub of the world. So this is having a very bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin, because it will bring a lot of retail into the market. And also we had news coming in that Bitwise is going to have 10 crypto index ETF filed with the SEC, and they filed for these altcoins. So for instance, if they are going to have an ETF, this could also mean that there are going to be more institutional investors into these altcoins, and that of course will be having a very bullish effect on the price of these altcoins. And also today it's Thanksgiving Day. So happy Thanksgiving Day to all my American followers, and we can see the price of Bitcoin during the Thanksgiving Day, and in 2024 we are now seeing a price of $95,531, and this is only increasing every year. So let's see what price we can see in 2025 on Thanksgiving Day, and let me know in the comments what your price prediction for Thanksgiving Day is in 2025. And if we zoom out to the daily time frame, we can see Bitcoin is in this uptrend. We can see higher lows and higher highs unfolding. And the last move was an exponential move to this new high of $99,500. So this was the new all-time high, of course. And we can now see that Bitcoin created this higher high, and now we're looking for this higher low place. So for instance, of course, it could be around this level, but of course we could also see lower levels unfolding. And if we're going lower, we can go low as this level, because then we will still be in a huge uptrend, and then we will still be creating a higher low play. But of course, this higher low play is also looking very bullish. So let's see if Bitcoin can just continue the bullish uptrend and create more exponential move to the top side. And especially if we're looking at this parabolic uptrend, we can see that Bitcoin is respecting this support line on the lower side very carefully. So we also saw that Bitcoin came back to this support area, and at the support area I was telling you that I was buying more Bitcoin into the market, because we could expect another huge exponential move to the top side. Of course, there's also a bearish scenario possible that we're going to break this pattern, that we're going to see more sideways and a little bit of a downtrend to see lower levels as corrections. So for now, we are just creating this bullish candle yesterday. We saw an increase of more than 4% of yesterday candle. So this is looking very bullish. But for now, let's see if we can push to the previous all-time high and create more highs from here. And if we zoom all the way out to the monthly time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is trying to create this next exponential move to the top side, just like we saw in the last cycles. And if we have a look at the stock to flow model, this is exactly what the model is indicating, because in the last cycles we saw this nice spike to the top side, and after each halving, and the halving is at this dotted line, then we saw this nice spike to the top side, and we saw this exponential moves. So for now we are starting to move exponentially. So let's see if we can also see this huge run up, just like the last cycles after the Bitcoin halving, and that was around April, of course, of this year. And according to the stock to flow model, it says that we're going to see an average price of more than $400,000 per one Bitcoin. So this is insane, of course. And in the previous cycles, we saw that we came above this median price. So of course, this could also happen in this cycle. But of course, this is a very insane target. And let me know in the comments what you think of the stock to flow model. And do you think we are going to see prices above the $400,000 in this cycle? But looking at the chart, we can see that Bitcoin is now grinding up a little bit and is separating itself from this area. So let's see if we can see more topside from here. And the $400,000 is around this level. So we need to create a huge exponential move from this level. But of course, nothing is impossible in crypto. So let's see what Bitcoin can do in the coming months. And the first interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Solana. We can see that Solana was in this huge consolidation formation for a couple of months. Then we saw a beautiful breakout to the top side, and we created this new all-time high. And if we have a look at the weekly time frame, we can see that Solana came to this previous all-time high, created a new all-time high. But now we are also seeing a little bit of a rejection from this level. So keep in mind that taking profits at the all-time high is not a very bad thing to do. So for now, we could potentially see a little bit of a throwback, because after this breakout of this resistance area, we didn't even see that the resistance areas was being tested as support. So for instance, Solana could come all the way back here, and if Solana is coming back to this level, I'm going to buy more Solana for the long term, because I think this will be a very interesting support level for Solana, and then we can maybe create new all-time highs, because the previous all-time high has been tested as resistance, and this resistance is a little bit too strong for now, so we are seeing this rejection happening. So I think in the coming days we could see a little bit of a throwback, and then we can just aim for new all-time highs. And the next interesting altcoin I want to discuss with you is Injective. We can see that Injective was in this huge falling wedge formation to the downside in the last months. We broke out bullish and then Injective retested this previous resistance 3 times as support. So these were 3 times you could have entered the market for Injective in a long. And after this last bullish retest, we saw a huge spike to the top side. And then I was saying that we could potentially see a break of this huge resistance area, retest the resistance as support, and then again a new spike to the top side. And now we can see that Injective is coming to this huge next big resistance level on the daily time frame. And this is a little bit too strong for now. And this level is also confluent with the breakout target of this falling wedge formation. So this is why we're seeing a little bit of a rejection coming into the market. But of course, we could also see that Injective is going to continue the bullish uptrend and that we will see a huge bullish momentum for in the coming days. So if Injective is going to break this resistance level, we're going to maybe see a retest of this level. From here you can enter the market again for Injective and then you can aim for higher targets. But of course you have to wait for a confirmation of this break of this resistance area before you enter the market. So Injective is now in a bullish uptrend on the daily time frame. So let's see if Injective can just continue this bullish momentum in the coming hours and days. So this was it for today. Please leave a like if you think the video was useful. Don't forget to follow me on my other socials and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.